Hey guys, I just wanted to share something with you guys. Throughout the pandemic, I picked up a lot of random hobbies like jigsaw puzzles, TV shows, reading, and then I kind of fell into a really cool hobby just doing Sudoku puzzles. And honestly, I have Patrick Pang to thank for that. He sent me a video of this YouTube channel called Cracking the Cryptic. I'll make sure to link the video in the description somewhere. But honestly, when I first did Sudokus growing up, I would always be like at the easy or medium level. I could kind of figure it out. But whenever I hit a wall, I would just kind of guess, which in the Sudoku world, they have a fancy term for it called bifurcating, or choosing one of two paths. I think that's what it means. Anyways, so I basically wanted to shoot a video of me doing a Sudoku puzzle and walk you through the logic and show you what I see now after doing so many. It's actually super fun, and I just kind of want to show you kind of how the pros walk you through it, but you know, my version. So anyways, I just want to get started, and I'll basically explain as I go. Those are all the points I want to hit up. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, so, and one thing too is like, I'll try to get as excited as I did when I started realizing some of the things that I learned as I went. So, enjoy. Alright, so full disclosure, this puzzle, I think like I actually solved some time ago, like a month ago. So this will be fun because obviously I didn't memorize what the final solution was, but I remember it was like interesting. Okay, so first things first, I like to start off systematically at 1. This grid has no 1s, fantastic. So I'm going to start at 2 and go from there. And let's see. Oh, it highlights all of them. This is my first time using this tool too, so this will be interesting. So all the 2s are there. The first thing that I do is I make corner notations. In Cracking the Cryptic, they call them Snyder notations. I think a man named Thomas Snyder used them. And what they dictate is within this 3x3 cell, or block, sorry, this 3x3 block, the number 2 can only go in one of 2 places. So thank gosh, when I click this, man, it highlights all the cells. This is wonderful. So this 2 right here makes it so that a 2 can't go here. This 2 makes it so the 2 can't go over here. This 2 sees this square, so the remaining cells in this 3x3 where 2 can be is here and here. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on, and looking at the 2s, it looks like this 2 and this 2 look into this 3x3 here, and a 2 can only go here or here. That looks like that's all I can see from the 2s right now. Moving on to 3s. This 3 and this 3 look into this cell and block out those squares. So these 2 are 3s. Now, here's something that was super cool that I never did before and I never really understood. Based on this Snyder notation, this logic right here, it says a 3 can only exist here or here in the final solution. So with that being said, there are no a 3 cannot exist anywhere else in this row. By the way, rows go left, right, columns north, south, up, down. So that means that a 3 cannot go here. This 3 makes it so that it can't go here, and this 3 makes it so that a 3 cannot go there. So the cool thing is, like, you're not even guessing. You're just trying to constrain out all the cells that can't be a 3. You eliminate them, and you find out what actually gives you a solid digit. So that blew my mind when I officially realized that. Moving on. This 3 and this 3 and this 3 block out this, this, and this. You get another digit. Love it. And then obviously this 3, and this 3. Look at these 3. Look into this, 3x3. And it gives you another solid digit. At this point in time, this 3, and this 3 look here, here, and here. So this is a solid digit 3. So this 3, and this 3 look here, here, and here. So this is really cool and really nice. It resolves. So once I put a 3 here, it's going to resolve and tell me where a 3 can go. Oh wow, look at that. There are other apps out there that don't actually take away your Snyder notation. That one just automatically eliminated it. I don't know if I make a mistake if it will point it out, so bear with me if I make a mistake. Either way, remember my logic. In those 2 cells, in this 3x3, there are only 2 cells that a 3 could have gone into. But because of this 3 that we just put in, that means there's only 1 cell in which a 3 can go into. And so we can polish off the 3s. And look at that. Great usability on this website. Jesus. SudokuExchange.com. Look at that. So it greens it out, meaning there are no other 3s that I need to input into the grid. At least I think. Moving on to number 4. As I go on, I'll probably speed it up a little bit because I want to get this video in a decent amount of time. So I know that 4s cannot go here because of this 4, along here because of this 4, and down here because of this 4. So that means that 4 can only go here and here. So I'm going to put 4s there. Switch that over. 4s cannot go here. 4s cannot go here. So that gives me a straight up digit. So that is a 4. This 4 and this 4 look into there. This 4 does nothing really for the team. It helps the team. Good job, 4. Either way, I know a 4 goes here. For some reason, one of my 4s have disappeared here. Oh, okay, I think this one kind of knocked one of them out of the park. So this 4 sees that, this 4 sees that, this 4 sees that, and this 4 sees that. So that's only one place left that a 4 can go into. Look at that. Alright, this 4 looks down here, this 4 looks all the way over here, so 4 can only go there. This 4 looks all the way there. Oops! Try that again. This 4 looks like that. This 4 sees that, and this 4 sees that. So 4 can only go here. Starting to wonder if this is actually an expert level puzzle. It should be. It should be. I think. Anyways, we're on to 5s. 5s. These 5s look here and here. This 5 looks here, so that tells me that 5 goes in there. This 5. I think that's all I can tell. Oh no, this 5 right here looks into here. This 5 looks up there, so it's constrained to those 2 spots. This is fun. Again, like I said, 5 and this 3x3 can only go in 2 spots. Because of that, it eats away this entire row. This 5 eats away this entire row. So in this center 3x3, 5 can only go here or here. Can't resolve it, but at least you can limit it. And then this 5 into this square shows 3, 3. Okay, so I keep doing more with 5s. Moving on to 6s. This 6 and this 6 block out these squares, these cells. So that's a straight up 6. Cool, 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 cool. This 6 right here looks here. So a 6 can only go in one of those 2 spots. I just want to make an error on purpose and see if it does something funny. Oh, it did. It did do that. Alright, let's see if we can go Control Z. It works. Fantastic. There's an undo function. Alright, these 6s and this 6 look here and here. So a digit actually has to go there. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. This one looks there. Cool. Okay, so this 6 and this 6 look here and here. So 6 can only exist here and here. There you go. It doesn't really help me anywhere else, I don't think. No. Okay. 7s. Nice. There's 1 7 in the entire grid, but that's okay. I've solved other ones like this too. Let's move on to 8s. Thanks, 8. So 8 can only go, this 8 looks down here, this 8 looks up here. That's what they see. So an 8 can only go within those 2 cells. This is a cool piece of logic. This 8 looks into this block and literally, usefully, shows that 8 can only go in one of those 2 blocks. That's pretty cool. That doesn't help us anymore, but that's not bad. 9s are next. This 9 and this 9 look down here and give us a straight up digit, so that's nice. This 9 and this 9 look over here now. And my favorite thing about Sudoku is, like, as you do it, it reveals more and more of itself to you. Sorry, so I'll finish this off before I get lost in my thoughts. But yeah, it reveals itself to you, and it becomes, I guess, more solvable as you go. Initially, you look at a puzzle and you're like, "There's no way I can figure this out," and then like you do, and you're like, "Oh, that was interesting." So usually, what happens after you systematically go through 1 through 9? That was actually quite bountiful. They just look at rows that have a lot of numbers. You could just do iterations of going 1 through 9. My brother's tiny bit of a sociopath goes from 9 to 1. But that's him, and I love him. He's my brother. Anyways, this row right here now, I've been counting from 1 till 9 a lot these past few days, so I'm going to do it again. It could be 1. These two things could either be 1, can't be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can be 7, can't be 8 or 9. So these are both 1/7s. Does that help me fill anything else? Oh yeah, I have no 1s on the grid. I also only have 1 7. Fantastic. Alright, so let's look at this 6 right here. These 6 numbers. These 3 cells can be either be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. What did I just say out loud? 1, 5, or 8. Cool thing is there's a 5 here, which we knew. An 8 here, so that tells me an 8 can be here or here. And that tells me that 1 can go in any one of those spots. Entirely useful? Not exactly, but what it does do is it makes this 3x3 a little bit more manageable. It tells me that these cells are restrained to only being, or constrained to only being 1, 5, or 8. So this cell essentially has 6 numbers already filled in. I just don't know where the 1, 5, 8 go, but I do know that a 2, a 9, and a 7 can go into the remaining spots. And there's not much information on 7s, unfortunately, so 7 technically goes into all 3 of these. Oh wow. Oh, I think this is why I thought it was interesting, because it like hits a hard wall. This puzzle hits a hard wall, and then you just kind of have to figure out what the deuce to do with it. And I have no idea what I did back then, so time to just explore. So right now what I'm looking for and looking at are interesting formations. This block right here shows this L thing that's already filled in, so I only need 1 number to look into the square to tell me if there's a double anywhere here. I have a 4, a 5, a 6. That 6 has already given us information. 3 4s seem to be very abundant considering I've already finished them. So you know what? I'm just going to ignore 3 4 from now on. So that actually doesn't help. Here specifically, if I could find a number looking here that didn't exist in this 3x3, that'd be golden. But 2, 3, 4 already exist in this 3x3. So that doesn't really help. Let's see what looks at these two. 3 already exists, 6 exists, 4 and 9, those exist in abundance. 5 only takes that out, leaves these. Where else can 5 possibly go? 5 can go all along. Oh, okay, so that's useful. Usually when you put too much notations, it gets a little bit noisy. Thankfully, the usability of this software is actually really good. It's showing me where the 5s are in this 3x3 here. Here's my logic. This 5 looks into the center 3x3, bottom center, and blocks it out so that it tells me, blocks this cell out. That tells me that 5 can only go in one of these 3 spaces. Because of these 3 beautiful numbers. Thank you guys for taking up your actual homes. So 5 then, because it can only go in these 3 spots, means that 5 cannot go here, here, or here. Cool. How does that help us? It tells me that 5 cannot go here. Based on my notations, though, 5 could only go here or here. That means that 5 actually has its home right here, which is so nice. Also, what that's done is gives us what's called a 1/8. I think it's called a pair or double. It's one of those two. Either double or, yeah, because later on there'll be triples. Anyways, this gives us a 1/8 pair. Again, before it was a triple, 158 triple. Now it's just a 1/8 pair. Again, it says that a 1/8 can only go here or here. So this is a 1 or an 8, or this is an 8 or a 1. I know they exist there. They're just restricted to those two, and that's it. Again, it doesn't help us here though because we don't know where 7 is. And we don't have any additional 2s, and we don't have any additional 9s. So let's keep trucking. I know 5 goes along here. That doesn't help. I'm going to see what else looks into this square. 8 gives me information. I know that 3, 5, 6 already exist in this box. 4 exists in this box. 9 is in the box. Thanks. Thanks, tips. Cool. 9 just gave me something. So thanks to this 9 and this 9, looking into this box, I know that 9 can only exist up here. I actually didn't see this one initially, so I was just going to put like a corner marks here, but that I just got a straight up digit, and that's better because that took out this 9, because 9 was here. I'll show you that again. Boop. See how there was a 9 there? Oh, redo is also a function. No 9. Now I know that that's also a 9. 9's done yet? Wow, how did I not see that earlier? I'm sorry, guys. So a 9 cannot go here, either because of this 9 or because of this 1-7 pair. 9 cannot go here, straight up. This 9 looks at all of these cells. That's a straight up 9. I don't know why I didn't see that sooner. My bad. Oh well. As one of the Cracking the Cryptic guys says, like, we're only human. So if you see it before the person doing the video sees it, good on you. By the way, this is a 9 now because of this 9 and this 9 blocks out those. So that's a 9. 9s are done. Alright, let's do... Still can't see any 1s. Here you go. I know that 7 can go either here or here because 7 can't go here because this is a pair. Also, there's a 7 straight up right there. Anyways, that doesn't give us any information. Because this box has an interesting shape where I can only see these. If I can find something here, no, 3, 4, 9, no. Anything here? 5, no. 6, no, 6 already exists. Okay, well, I can't do anything with that per se. No, not yet. Let's look at this bottom row here, see if we can see anything. It could be a 1, 2, or 7. That could be a 1. No, that cannot be a 1 because a 1 already exists in this box. You know what that tells me? A 1 can only go here or here. 2 or 7 don't know anything else, so I'm just going to leave it and say that's all the information I get from that. But this means that, let's look at what's left here. I'm missing a 1, a 2, a 7, and an 8. I got information from 1s, I got information from 8s. 7s are being so useless right now. Just, ugh. But that's okay. We'll get through it. We'll get through it, guys. Okay, yeah, that does not help. 5s, 6s, this 8 does nothing for me because there's an 8 there. I wonder what else I looked at. That was interesting. Nope. So now I'm just looking at rows and our columns with at least 5 numbers, which is strange to say. When I first started, I would never have considered like, oh, let's look at this column and see if we can find anything from it, but here we are. So this column is missing a 1, a 5, a 7, and an 8. So let's look at the 1s. I have none. I have virtual 1s, but no real 1s. 5 can't go here, it can go here, and it can go here. That doesn't help. sevens. I have a virtual 7. I have a real 7. Look at that. So that means something go here, here, and then I have 8s, which does not help. That's okay. Let's keep going. Let's look at this row. I'm missing a 1, a 7, yep, and an 8. So that tells me 1, 8 goes here. 1 I don't know. This can be a 7, 8 because 1s are taken up here. And I think straight up that can be a 1, 7, 8. In fact, I think this is... Oh, actually... Yeah, this is a 1, 7. So 1, 8, 7, 8, 1, 7. Yep. That's it. That's all you get. Alright. Let's see what else is there. Let's see what numbers are missing from here. I think I already looked, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 6, 7, 8. I know 6s have already been given information. 6s have already been information has already been given to me, sorry. But I'm missing 1, 7s, and 8s, which is fantastic. I'm going to start doing an iteration, see if that comes up with anything. I'm looking up 2s. 2s can go one of those 3 places. 2s can go all along there. 2s cannot go up here. 2s can go here, here, or here, here. That doesn't help. 2 can go here, here, or here. Nope, let's go to 3s. 3s are done, 4s are done because of over here, so let's go to 5. Okay, so, and that doesn't do anything necessarily. Anyways, this 5 shows that a 5 cannot go in this row, therefore a 5 must go in this row, therefore a 5 must go into this row. And because of this 5, 5s can only go into these 2 rows. Here's one of the things that Cracking the Cryptic kind of goes over. These 2 5s and these 2 5s give a structure called an X-wing. They communicate with each other, and in the final puzzle, either this will be a 5 or this will be a 5. Or this will be a 5 and this will be a 5. It kind of creates an X. I just drew a rectangle, but you get what I'm trying to say, hopefully. The logic behind that basically says 5, besides in these 2 boxes, cannot go anywhere here, here, or here, 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 or here, and it cannot go along the same rows, because a 5 has to exist in one of these 2 spots. Does that help me in any way, shape, or form? We'll find out. That tells me that a 5, though, has to go... No. Because a 5 has to go into one of these 2 spots. This 5 looks here. So these are also corner marks for 5s. This I've seen a lot too, where you have 2, so you have like a left and a middle, a left and a right, and then you have just all 3. And like that's a pretty simplified version of it. I can't deduce any more from that at this point in time. Let's go to 6. 6 can go here or here. Sorry, this 6 looks here, this 6 looks here, and this 6 looks across here. So that tells me that those are 6s. These 6s don't actually create an X-wing. They kind of create what's called a Skyscraper, but I don't think I'm going to use it for that purpose right now. All I was going to highlight them for is to say that these 2 communicate with these 2, which will communicate with something up here, because there's a 6 already in this box. Where does 6 go up here? Oh, this is a 256 triple. Yeah, let's see if we can punch that in. Basically, this cell already has 1. It doesn't have 2. It has 3, 4. It doesn't have a 5, 6, but it has 7, 8, and 9. So this is a 2, 5, 6 triple. Because of this 6, I know that 6 can only go here or here. And 5's being somewhat of a jerk. So 5's go everywhere there. Cool. Hopefully we can use that, because now this row has, instead of just 1, 2, and 3 numbers, it has 3 numbers plus 3 virtual numbers. Let's find out what's left. I'm missing 1. Oh, wow, that's cool. Okay, first of all, before we find that out, look at these 2 6s, and remember how I just said 6 can only go along here, thanks to these 3 beautiful numbers. That tells me that this cannot be a 6, which means straight up we have another digit. I don't know if that cracks the puzzle for us, but I know that a 6 has one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6s now. We're missing 3, and they all communicate with one another. You can see how these 2 talk to these 2, which talk to these 2. It's a very simplified form, so I can't really resolve them until I find out what else lives in these boxes. And I don't think I can decide on what lives where here just yet. So let's keep going. That's 6. That's done. We're going to look at 7s now, see if it helps us find anything. Anything interesting, at least. No, 7's still pretty... Oh wait, nope, it's pretty useless for the time being. Let's look at 8s. Oh, these 8s also technically make an X-wing as well. Just in case you were wondering. Probably weren't. I'm going to quickly highlight where else 8s can go. I don't know why, I just want to... 8 can go here, here, all along there. 8 can go here or here. These 8s are helping me deduce that. 8 can go here or here, 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 here. That's 1 cell of 8, 1 3 by 3 of 8s, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's 9 8s. Do I see anything interesting in the structures? So let's move on to 9s. 9s are done. Great. We can go back to iterations, I guess, because we did find a couple numbers. So now I'm going to start 2s and highlight all the cells that could be 2s and see if I find any special structures, anything that gives me any hint of where I can eliminate 2s from. If I find something, I'll describe it for you. Oh, also, one of the techniques that they use is they use center marks. It tells me that both these can only be 1 or 7. So I can take those away. Likewise, these 2, these are 2 and 7, so oops. That tells me that. These are 1 8s. I'm just going to clean it up a bit. That was only select 8 though. Still gets selected. Cool. 1 can go in a lot of places. 1. This can also be a 2. But it can't be a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So what I'm doing now is trying to find out a naked single. Sounds dirty, I know. But basically, a naked single tells you what could only be in a specific cell. It's kind of a last minute resort. It takes a lot of time. So right now I'm looking at the cell, I'm saying a 2 can't go here, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 7 could go here, an 8 can't go here, a 9 can't go there. So it'd be like I would put 1 and 7 in there, which you kind of already knew based upon this row here. We could fill it in if we want. We know that that could be a 1 or a 7 because this is missing 1, 7, 8. That's a 1, 7, and that's a 7, 8 because of these ones here. The thing about using too many notations is it can get confusing, so that's okay though. Do whatever makes you happy. Okay, I found a thing. If I look at this entire row, sorry, column 1, 2, 3, look at column number 6, I know that a 7 cannot go here because of this triplet. A 7 cannot go here. So I know a 7 has to go either there or there. So that's another set of notations I can give myself. Okay, at this point in the video, I'm going to start filling all the boxes in. It gets really messy, and they suggest you don't do this, but right now I'm stuck, so I'm going to see if filling in all boxes helps me figure out what a cell can be. Yeah, I guess I'll just fill in boxes. That can be a 1. What else can it be? 5, 6, or 7, 8. Just in case, I'm actually going to write that in the centers of the boxes because I know what those cells could or could not be. I think a 1 can go anywhere here. The 1s are what gonna mess me up the most, I think. 1s can go along there. 2, 3, 4, 5 can only go there. 6s, okay, and then 7 and 8. 8 can't go here. So those are 8s. And then 7s can go all along there. Okay. And these 2 can also be 5s. It's getting messy, right? Let's keep going. I think all of these can be 1s. They can also be, these can be 2s. So that 2 right there. Because of this 3, 4, where's 5? 5 can only go here or here. 6 can only go here or here, based on my previous logic. And then I have 7 and 8. In my mind, 7 can go here, here, and 8s tell me that 8s can go here, here, or here. Ooh, this is getting intense. It's getting intense. Okay, so those are 1s. What else can this be? I'm missing the number 2. 2 can be one of these 3 places. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 can go in all 4 places, I believe. 7. And then I have 8s. 1, 2, 7, 8. So those are accounted for. What 3 numbers am I missing here? I think it's 1, 7, 5. Maybe that'll help. Sorry, I thought I just saw something. So 1, 7, 5. 1, 7, and then that can also be 5 because of my previous logic. This cell is done. It's nice and clean. Think. Well, I think I just got a digit, but shh, I'll tell you what I see in a second. Let's fill this out first. So I have, these could be 1s, because I don't have 1s anywhere yet. It can also be 2s, I believe. Those can be 2s. They cannot be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They can also be 8s, because I don't have 8s constrained anywhere. And then I think these are 2, 5, 6, 5, 6, and 2, 5. Working in the centers now, right? 1s, in my mind, only constrained here and here, so those can all be 1s. 2's missing, so 2's there, so 2's can go here and here. 3, 4 are always taken. 5's can only go here and here, because I remember way back when I created those 5's and that 5. So these can be 5's. 6's can only go here or here because of this 6 and this 6. So 6 can only go here or here. 7's can only go here or here. Remember, I kind of ixnayed them out of there and said that in this row 7 has to exist. Where can it exist? And I found they can only exist there. 8's can only go here or here, and 9 already exists in the box. Okay, so something that I found, hopefully it's cool. 4724, I'm definitely going to cut this video down somewhat. In this column, I have a legitimate 1-7 pair. It does exactly what this does, but instead of being an entire 3x3 block, it only can act on this row. It tells me that a 1 and a 7 go here, a 1 or 7 go here, or a 7 and a 1 go here. They cannot exist anywhere else. So with that being said, a 1 cannot go here, and a 1-7 cannot go there. I don't know if this is going to crack the puzzle, probably not, but fingers crossed, let's see what happens. What does that tell me? This cell can only be a 5. That means this, because there was a 5 here, if you saw earlier, Control Z, redo, oops. That's unfortunate. Alright, so I'm probably going to cut this vid and add to it, because I just did something that made it restart. Note to self, never press Control R. So sit tight, and I will come back to you in a little bit. Hey, welcome back. So I have reset my puzzle. Note to self, when you're on Chrome and you press Control R, it refreshes the page. So watch out for that. Back to the puzzle. So first things first, I'm going to get rid of this one because it's annoying me when I was watching myself do it again. Alright, so that 5 right here, what I was trying to show you before was, it looks now here, and within this 3x3 block, there's only one other place a 5 can go, which is here. So that gives me another straight up digit, another 5. That 5 then looks up here, and now these two 5s and this 5 make it so that there's only one place 5 can go, which is here. Cool part is, now that my center notations and scenario notations are basically completed for the entire grid, if I see a notation by itself in a square, that's the only number that that square could possibly be. So this can only be a 2. Just for funsies, let's check. 1 has to go here or here. 2 could go here, but it cannot be a 3, 4, 5. It cannot be a 6. It cannot be a 7, 8, or 9. So the only number that this cell could possibly be is a 2. That 2 then interacts beautifully with the cell right below it and says, huh, you can only be a 1. And that will make this one only a 7. So moving forward, that 7 interacts with this, makes it only be a 6. That gives me a 2-8 pair. Oh, that 6 looks up here. It tells me that that's a 6. Can we blow the 6s out of the water? No, we can, because a 6 can only go here in this 3x3. So we have another green number. Yay! Now let's see what other things we can get up to. Alright, so I'm pretty sure there might be an easier way to go about this, but within this row I have a 2-8, a 1-2-8, a 1-2-8, and a 1-2-7-8. Two ways you can look at this. One, the fact that a 7 is here and here. 7s can't be here, so that's a 7. That's the easier way of looking at it. The harder way that I've been looking for is looking for triples. I know that these 3 cells can only be a 1, 2, and 8. But for now, let's stick with the simpler logic. That's a 7. Does that give me anything else? I actually have a 1 on the grid now, which is nice. Not enough, but something. Okay, now we have a bit of logic that I think I've seen and I can explain to you a little bit more. Looking at the 2's in columns 1 and column 9, you can see that 2 can either exist here, here, 2 cells, or here and here, another 2 cells. The cool part about this is that they communicate. They talk to one another. This cell down here and this cell down here communicate. The logic with this structure, and it's called a skyscraper, and the reason being is because this would be the base, and this would be one side of the building, this would be the other side of the building, so it creates this short, squat structure of some sort. I don't know how to do it with my fingers. Anyways, it makes a vertical building. The logic here dictates, if this is a 2, this cannot be a 2. That's one part of logic. At that point, these 2 don't interact at all. The other option is, if this is not a 2, this has to be a 2. If that's a 2, then that cannot be a 2. Neither of these can be a 2 actually, but we're only talking about columns 1 and 9 right now. If that cannot be a 2, that has to be a 2. So in those 2 scenarios, this is either a 2 or this is either a 2. Or they're both 2s. They could both be 2s. What do you do with that is you basically say whatever sees both of these cells cannot be a 2. Why is that awesome for us? We'll find out. That basically says that this 2 looks across here, and it shows me that it looks at these 3 cells right here. These 3 cells are also seen by this cell here, which is the other end of our skyscraper. So that tells me that this cell cannot be a 2. So let's go to the center and take that 2 off. On the flip side of that, of that skyscraper structure, right here, it says that this 2 looking over this way sees these 3 cells, which is also seen by this 2 right here, but those are already taken and those are digits. Why was that helpful? Now when I only look at my 2's, 2's are constrained to only 2 positions here, and they're in a row. They say that 2's then cannot go anywhere along here, which means that this cannot be a 2. Therefore, that's a straight up digit. That's an 8, and that's a 2. That resolved itself. That 2 then looks over here, you get this 5. This then resolves this 5, 8. That gives me a 1 and a 2. This 2 looked down here and that gave me a 1. This one was looking at this 1, 7 up here. So this is going to be a 7 and this is going to be a 1. These two now are by themselves. That's an 8 and that's a 5. That looked across here. You can see that 7 is the only number left in this row. If you look down in this column, 2 can only go here, which then resolves this 1 and this 8. This 3 by 3, there's only a 1 left. This, we can see that there can only be a 2 or an 8 left. You could also do it the slow way by counting through all these. This can only be a 7, which then gives me, well, this can only be a 7 also. These two make it so that that's a 7. That can only be a 1, which tells me that's a 1 up here, and that's a 7. Now these two, 8's the only thing left with a 2. This is an 8, and that's a 1. And there you have it. We cracked it! Yeah! So, there you go. Took in excess of almost an hour. I'm definitely going to be cutting down the video, but hope you enjoyed following along, and hopefully you can see Sudokus in kind of a different way now, because before, gosh knows, for me, it was kind of a guessing game, but now it's fun trying to look for the patterns and trying to find what things I can eliminate. I know in cheerleading I count 8 a lot. Now that cheerleading has been, put on hold for a little bit thanks to COVID, I've been counting to 9 a lot. Anyways, this has been signing off. Thank you guys so much, and everyone stay safe and stay healthy. Bye!